Hello, today we're going to talk about sets and sets in Python. So sets in Python are just like mathematical sets. They have the same properties and we use them the same way we would use mathematical sets. So we're adding another data type to our tool belt. So we looked at dictionaries last time with our curly braces, and we had our key value pairs separated by a colon, and each item was separated by a comma. Now with sets, we have our curly braces again, but we just have one item at a time separated by a comma. So it's simpler for sure. So a set is an object that stores a collection of data in the same way as a mathematical set, which means that all items must be unique. A set is unordered, and also the elements here can be of different data types. Now we can create an empty set, but you don't get the curly braces, you just get the regular braces when you're creating an empty set. But when you're creating sets with items in it, you do use your curly braces. So let us go into interactive mode and create a set. Let's make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay, so we can say my set, we can put some integers in there, and we can put some strings like Hopper and Lovelace. And then we look at that. You can see it's not ordered. Now we can also, for example, if I wanted to create a list like 1, 2, 3, 4, I could convert lists or tuples or strings or dictionaries into a set. If you convert a dictionary, it's just the keys only. So here, for example, I have a list. So I could say a set is equal to casting a list. And now we have a set from the conversion of the list here. We also have our built-in in and not in keywords. So for example, I could say Hopper in my set, which is true. And then I could say Grace in my set, which is false. Because sets are not ordered, there's no way to index into sets. So similar to dictionaries, we don't have indices and index numbers here. We just need to know if an item is in a set or not. And obviously we can't have duplicates. We can also get the number of items in a set. So we can say len a set. That'll give you the number of items. Sets are mutable. So when we can go to add something in it. We can add it unless it's duplicate. So for example, where are we? We are at my set. So actually, let's add something to a set here. Okay. So we can say a set dot add, and then we could say Fred. And then we check it out. There's Fred. We can also use update, which adds an item. So like we can add more set, like a subset. So we could say a set dot update, and then we put in our curly braces, and we could say Wilma, and let's give it another integer 7. And then let's have a look at a set, and there we have our new longer set with our new items. We can also remove. So we can say remove 4. There we have that as well. And the other thing we can do is discard, and that will delete an item. And if that item is not there, it will not give you an error. So we could say discard, for example, let's say something that's not there, 8. And that won't give you an error if you want to do that. If we wanted to say remove, that would give you an error. Then we have pop. So remember, we don't have pop item with sets like we did with dictionaries because pop item returns a key value pair, and we don't have key value pair here. So we can say pop, and we can say a set pop, and it will return the value, and it will also remove it from the set. So if I look at a set now, 1 has been removed. And then if I run pop again, it will return another item, supposed to be random. If I check it, that item has been removed, and so forth. And then we also have clear, which empties the set. Now we can loop through a set using a for loop or a while loop. So again, this is a for loop by item. So you'll have some kind of item in the set and you'll do something with it. And we'll look at that in just a moment. You could also use a while loop, but we would do something like while the length of the set is greater than 0, if we're popping items, then the set will get smaller and smaller. So we'll have a look at that in a moment. So let's have a look at these two examples. Let's pull them up in Sublime so it's easier to see. So we have a set and we have a very simple for loop for item in our set. So let's take this into Python Tutor Visualize, pop this in here and have a look at what's going on. So here is our set, which is really nice because it shows you how this set is not ordered. And then we're going to go through our loop. So for item, so here we're going to get an item in our set. So here we're going to have 10. And then we're going to print 10. And then we'll do it again. And then we have Lovelace. And then we're going to print Lovelace. And then we're going to get Hopper. We'll print that. And then we're going to get 5. And we'll print that. So I don't think this is a big problem for you. A for loop by item using a set's pretty straightforward. Just know that it's not ordered. And then let's look at our while loop. So let's pop that into our Python Tutor Visualize. So here's our set again. And then we're going through while the length is greater than 0. And then we say item. So we're going to go and pop something of the set. So here 10 gets popped. So item is 10. Then we're going to print item there. Then we go and you see item 10 has been removed. And then we go and the length is still greater than 0. So we're going to pop another thing. We get Lovelace. We'll print that. And then we have Hopper. And then we print that. And then we have 5. And we print that. So you can see it's not too bad at all. And then let's look at some of the things we can do mathematically with sets. So we can do union and intersection. So let's have a look at these in our interactive mode. Okay, so let's say set 1 equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Set 2 equals 3, 4, 5, 6. And then let's do set 1. So you can do this in 2 ways. You can either use these, ampersand or your vertical bar, or you can use the actual text. So you can say like union. So let's do one of each. So we can say set 1 dot union set 2. And this will give you the union of the two sets, just like you would do with mathematical sets. And then let's look at intersection. So we say set 1 and set 2. And this will give us the intersection of our two sets, set 1 and set 2. We can also do superset and subset. So let's add another set to this. So let's say set 3 equals 1 and 2. So let's compare set 1 and set 3. So if you remember, set 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4. So set 3 is obviously a subset of set 1. So let's check if something is a subset. We can do that by saying set 3 is less than set 1, which is true, because this less than means it's a subset. We can also use our greater than to say, set 1 is a superset of set 3. Okay? And if you're not sure what these mean, remember these are just going straight back to mathematical sets. So it's the same thing, you know. So subset is something that has some items that are also in set 1. And superset is the other way around. It has some items and more, the ones in set 3. So this is great. So we can do all of these. You can also do like is superset, is subset, but these are so much more simpler, the less than and greater signs.